Hello everybody, Orange Dude here. I wanted to go over some new tips for Destiny 2 players that are starting out, that may just have come back to the account after a while. Just things that you can know. First of all, if you're on a console, you might want to go to your settings, check out your video settings and change it to 60 FPS or however, and change your field of view to 105. If you are a returning player, you might want to look at all the old weapons that may or may not have been sunsets, because they sunset a lot of weapons. So these weapons that are older, they don't really work as well. They have some new weapons called stuff like Protect Werewolf, like this weapon where it works better. And plenty of other options that are better weapons now. Another thing, if you have old armor too, you might want to get new armor that can put these mods on them. Also, you have Ghost Shell mods. These Ghost Shell mods, you get experience here. These are very, very important. You get the experience mods very, very early. You can put 8 plus experience, 8+% of experience on your Ghost mod very, very quickly. These are very important to level up. You might want to level up this artifact that you get from the seasonal quest as soon as you can, because it gives you plenty of good mods, first of all, to put on your armor while you're still working on getting new armor mods, but also it gives you very, very special mods that might not be around for long and might really be helpful. Also, it gives you these anti-barrier and overload and unstoppable mods that help you with the seasonal or the champions, and those champion mods will change each season, and those champion mods will be necessary in some of the higher game activities. So they won't be necessary right away, but the higher you go, the more you'll see them. And also, you can explore. When you're first starting this game, exploring is a very good option, just really enjoying the worlds. Because you may not want to explore later, or it may find things that you think, oh, this is cool, I want to explore this. And maybe later on it won't give you good loot, but maybe right now it'll level you up. Because maybe you're in that stage. Maybe you're in that stage of getting higher levels. It won't be the fastest way to level up, but it'll at least be enjoyable, and it'll still be powering you up during the now. I would highly suggest also, if you really want to level up fast, like say you have friends that really want to do this raid over here, right? If they want to do that raid with you and they want you to level up fast, you're going to probably be in one of these playlists most of the time while trying to level up. Just because they give you rank up packages, they give you all kind of loot just by continually going in these playlists and staying in the same playlist, because there's going to be playlist bonuses for doing the same playlist over and over again. They're adding those into the next season. Besides that, there are bounties to get at the tower. Each one of these characters right here, 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 and also here will give you bounties. Those are very important. And then here's the free-to-play dungeon. For those free-to-play players, Prophecy Dungeon. For the free-to-play raid, it's going to be the Vault of Glass raid. And then free-to-play players will be kind of stuck to only free roaming most of the maps and doing the campaign for the Cosmodrome, which is the New Light campaign, which it gives you upon starting the game. So it's going to be under here. It's called A Guardian Rises. I haven't done in this character, but it's very good. It's the campaign for the free-to-play. So there's also a campaign for the Tingled Shore / Dreaming City, and a campaign for the Moon, and a campaign for the Europa. Those are all three very good DLC in my opinion. I think the Europa one is the most useful because it also gives you the Stasis subclass. So you need this one to use Stasis. I don't think Stasis is necessary, but I think Stasis is very useful in a lot of activities. And Stasis is going to be the subclass over here that you don't really need, but it's very cool to the story, and I really enjoy it. Post nerf. Beside that point, there is a lot of things you can do to level up, and just in general, a lot of cool things. But when you're trying to level up, you're trying to level up your power level, your overall level. So say you have 1301, 1299, 1300, 1307, 1310, and all those 1320. Here, that's 1300, and this is 1310. So that's about as low as I can go right now. So I say I'm 1305, right? And say I get one piece of 1318 right here. I get a giant boost. So now my bonus went up from 1305 gear to 1308 gear. So that means that everything else that I'll be dropping whenever I'm around this level will be dropping higher. So if it won't, you don't have to put this on though. Say I really like this piece of armor, and at the time it's doing me really well, or say I really like this weapon instead of this weapon, then I can keep using this weapon as long as I'm not under leveled for whatever activity I'm doing. Now if I go into a higher level activity, then I might want to just throw on this weapon just to get that power level bonus. But for the while you're trying to just level up, trying to do just Vanguard strikes or trying to do Gambit or trying to do Crucible just over and over again to level up, you can use whatever you want. You can use a 1300 and just a 1310 or a 1301 helmet and put on that 1318 later. And then say you get a 1320. That's even better. Then you got a 1320 while you're just held the 1318. You don't even have to put it on. You don't have to keep it on your character. You can put it in your vault. But that's all beside the point. Generally, you can use whatever gear you want to use, and most of these activities at the top middle, those activities are going to be right here. These 3 activities, you can use whatever you want to use, as long as you're not doing this playlist. These Nightfall playlists, those are going to be level enabled. So those are going to be a lot of levels, and this one is also going to have a lot of level difference. But there's a very fun free-to-play dungeon here. You can always get the bounties. And there's also a bounty for doing dungeons. So if you're about to do the dungeon, you might want to go pick up the bounty from Ada to do the dungeon with, and it'll give you a bonus to your ornaments. So you can do more ornaments, make your customization really cool, make your character look all fancy. This is a really cool place to go for if you have shaders. There's also a free-to-play place to buy shaders real fast. So if you haven't got shaders in the past, so there's always buying the Bright Dust shaders. So say you want to look pink and blue, say you want to look purple and black, I don't know. Whatever you want to look, there's all kinds of crazy colors. There's all kinds of schemes on color schemes, and then this down here is always going to be Bright Dust as well. I don't personally buy any of these because I don't really think there is a reason to, but these you may buy if there's like, say, this shader looks really cool in general. It has like these stars that move across it, but in general, it's a very cool idea, or a very good idea to check that shop daily on the Bright Dust, or not daily, weekly for the Bright Dust store if you want to see something, you want to work towards something. And then as a new player, to get that Bright Dust, you want to go and do these activities. So these will kind of give you a hint on what to go get done to get more Bright Dust, to look cool, like change your appearance more. And then to level up, you just kind of do anything for a while. And then once you hit a certain level, you're going to want to look for these gold circles right here. All those gold circles will be things that tell you, like, hey, there's powerful gear here. Hey, there's pinnacle gear here. So those are the gold circles you want to use whenever you're trying to fully level up, whenever you're near the end of your leveling. And besides that, just really make sure you put on the experience mod as soon as possible, because that experience mod opens up places. And you want to go to those vendors, especially the Xur vendor. I'm going to talk about that real fast. So there's a Xur vendor. He will be in the Watcher's Grave up here, in that tree up here. He's going to be in the tower over here. Or he's going to be on the EDZ in the Winding Cove. He's going to be one of those 3 places, depending on the week. It'll always be between Friday and Monday that he's going to be there. And he sells exotics, and he sells exotic bounties to get the exotic ciphers. On top of that, if you want more loot, there's a free side of the Season Pass that you should always check out. There's the triumphs. Sometimes you'll get a triumph that says, like, hey, you did something. You just got a thing, and you'll get free loot. I think Exotic Archivist gives you a free exotic cipher, which is very, very good for you. Aside from that, I would just highly check out using those exotic ciphers to buy really cool loot. It's going to be right here in the tower. I'll go show you real fast and wrap this up. Alrighty, so I'm in the tower now. I'm going to go ahead and show you this real fast at the exotic vendor, exotic archive. It's going to be where you get all those exotics and all those special legendary gear that are sunsets, so they're not as useful now, but they're fun to use. That's going to be a lot of exotics that you can buy from here. It's going to cost you a lot. Some of them are going to cost Spoils of Conquest because they're from a raid. Others will just cost Barian Bow or Dusklight Shards, any of those materials, and you can buy those from the Spider. Or trade those into the Spider to get more Glimmer. He is on the Tangled Shore, but that is a whole nother thing. I can explain that in another video. And another thing you might want to look at is your controls. All these controls are customizable. You can remap anything, like even like opening your quest page, like I did right now. I can do that just from a single button press. Controllers, y'all are going to have a lot of different button layouts. You're not going to have the same customizable that we have on a keyboard and mouse, but you have plenty. You can customize it however you like. I personally do all kinds of crazy stuff, like I set finisher to double tap L3 instead of, so I have to sprint with L3 and I also have to finisher with double tapping it. I just set that because I found that to be easiest, and I found that to allow my other controls that I use more often, like Air Dive or Warlock Rift ability, just to be single press on circle or stuff like that. All that aside, I really hope you enjoy the game, and I really hope you find something to get out of it, and really just have a good time. So yeah, hope to see you around.